All right. Coming back once again, thanking the Lord for so much. Blessings. Let me give a great shout out to my girl, Janice. Shout out to you, Janice, and love the encouraging words and the emails. Keep them coming, my sister. Love them. Blessings. Your email was so powerful. And I like what you said because I believe the same way you believe about blessings. And here is the problem. Lord knows there's too many prosperity sermons being preached. Now, let's say this off top. Nothing wrong with being prosperous. We don't serve a poor God. God wants us to be prosperous. Excuse me. God wanted us to have nice things, but God don't want the nice things to have us. But it's to the point now where most people are preaching that prosperity is only material things, wealth, money. Now, I like what you said in your comment. What about a peace of mind? Now, let JT talk about JT for a minute. When I come home, I thank God that I'm blessed because I have a peace of mind in my home. Matter of fact, let me go back. I thank God that I lay down every night. He allows me to lay down and wake up in the morning. That's my blessing. Though I might not have a whole lot of money like most folks, but I care less. See, that's what I was talking about in the other video. When you see in the Bible, it says money solves everything. Then you see where Paul, I believe he was telling Timothy that the love of money is the root of all evil. And you got a lot of preachers right now using prosperity messages, using the word of God to fit their own needs. And now we got to have six. PP Drawings was just saying in this video, you don't need no 6 or 7 steps of people telling you how to be blessed. It's easy. Do God's will. Prosperity ain't just money. I wish people could really understand that prosperity is not all about money. Because you can have all the money and be on your deathbed and can't spend a dime. But like you said, sister, health and strength. See, I look at a peace of mind, health and strength, roof over my head, being able to walk, being able to have all the activities of my limbs. I can see, I can do everything. And then I look at somebody who can't even walk, who can't even talk, who can't even hear, some can't see. And when I think about how good God has been to me in spite of how bad I have been in my life, that's a blessing for God to have blessings coming my way. This is why I always say, Lord, you don't never do anything else for me. You don't have to do nothing else because you have already done so much. I believe Beverly Crawford got a song like that. And when you get to the point where you just talking about prosperity is only money, sow a seed, buy this, buy that. I told y'all, we always trying to sell Jesus. Jesus didn't get on no cross for us to sell him. Now we got to sell salvation. No. Prosperity is being prosperous in all your areas in your life. See, most people look down on the poor. But a lot of people that they look down on that they call poor is way more richer than them. Because sometimes it's a blessing not to have all that money. Because that love of money, well, let's look at it. I'm like PP Drawings in this. I say this all the time. And big shout out to you, PP Drawings. Love that video, man. PP Drawings, y'all check that video out. Ignorance. Good God Almighty, I sent it to you. But I'm like PP Drawings. Just because you got big houses, big cribs, big cars, don't mean that you are prosperous. See, a lot of people got all of that stuff. And you know what? They can't even sleep at night. And you know what a lot of them doing? Trying to figure out how they going to keep it. They don't have that peace of mind, Janice, like you was talking about. Sister Janice always keeps it real. Matter of fact, let me give you a hand in this video, sister. Love what you are doing on here. I just ran, I think you left me a comment or something. We've been hitting each other back and forth. I love the support, man. Beautiful, beautiful support. Thank God for you. And you was asking me my input on blessings. See, that's why I did that other video about money. I don't consider money a miracle. Yes, we know that it takes money to live. But this whole thing about the gospel now tied in with money, how church number became such of a business, and when you get to the point where you only talking about money and not soul saving, some people just trying to get their bank account big, but they not trying to win no lost souls. And that's sad to me. But it's not a shock These are the times that we are living in. That's why we've been talking about the government lately. Because if the church was really doing what the church should have been doing long time ago, the way the Bible say how church supposed to go, it wouldn't be a lot of this confusion. But now the church look too much like the world. Looks too much like the world. Because there's a lot of same things going on in the world going on in the church. The church look just like Hollywood right now. We allow homosexuality to take over everything. We allow homosexuality to take all over in the church now. And I don't have nothing against homosexuals. That's your sin. God gonna deal with you the way God gonna deal with you. I'm just saying that as an example. This is what's done happened in the church. We got too many pimping preachers in the pulpit. We got too many musicians robbing the church. Too many deacons that sleep on the front row. Everything is backwards now. And when I think about a blessing, I always look at the way, you know what I always say, I thank myself happy, sister. If I find myself getting down, I thank myself happy. Somebody say, well, how you sit up and thank yourself happy? Because I look over my life and what God has done for me, and I find myself rejoicing. I try my best not to complain. I'm thankful. I'm grateful because things could be way worse than they are. But people going to get a rude awakening in this future, sister, real soon. Because they're going to find out they can't buy their way into heaven. Let me hit you, some of you preachers. If you think you're going to buy a seat in heaven, okay, I feel sorry for you. I'm yet still praying for you. A lot of y'all buying a one-way ticket to hell. A lot of church folks on their way to hell because of religion, because of tradition, behind stupid stuff, because they ignorant of the word and won't study for themselves. And that's just real talk. I don't care who get mad at me for saying it that way. The truth hurts. I know a lot of people don't agree with the way JT talk, but I can't sugarcoat the word of God. If we would do what Jesus said, do the will of the Father, Jesus showed us everything. He said, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. So if we would follow Christ instead of following tradition, following these so-called preachers who preaching this weak gospel, it ain't God gospel. I don't know what some of these folks are preaching about. And prosperity done got way out of hand. See, people don't like to talk about this kind of stuff because, well, you don't know what's really going on. You don't know this, you don't know that. Well, I know a tree by its fruit. It don't take long to figure out you following a false prophet. I'm just being honest. It don't take long to figure out this person ain't about God's business. This person is about their own needs. It don't take long for JT to figure out why is it the preacher is prospering in the church is still looking like a raggedy church, a building, crack house. I wish y'all could come over here by me and I could show y'all some of these churches. I guarantee you would bust out laughing because you would say, that ain't no church, JT, and it's a church. It's leaning. It's barely standing up. It's got 6 air conditioners in there and none of the air conditioners work. The floor caving in. The roof is leaking. The water fountain don't work. The pulpit is cracked in half. It's a beat up piano in there that's gazillion years old. And I can show you plenty of them in each and every neighborhood. If you think I'm lying, come to Dallas and roll with me one day. You're going to say, boy, that boy be telling the truth in these videos. See, I ain't got time to get on here and lie about stuff. Blessing is I look at blessing as totally different than a lot of people. Because health and strength. The biggest blessing, the biggest gift, and was when God sent his son. See, we can never bless the Lord all the way like he have blessed us. When he sent his only begotten son to die for this old jacked up world, people in this world, let me say it like that. I always say it like this, sister. God didn't send Christ down here for us to be acting like the way we act. No love, no compassion, no peace, no joy. And when I think about how he died on that cross, how he suffered on that cross, the cross, let me say that again, the cross, I felt something with that, the cross. Because I get teary-eyed thinking about how he was humiliated, How they beat him. They beat him up so bad that they didn't even recognize who Jesus was. And they beat him, they spit on him. Even the guards, they wanted to get their little lick saying, you read the 4 Gospels, they all tell you in their own little way how they dogged Jesus out. But that wasn't the end of the story. That was the real blessing at the cross. We can never repay that. That's why you should want to give your life to God. That's the blessing. So he blessed us to be, I got a roof over my head. The real blessing is that he blessed me to be able to have the tree of life. You too, everybody got a chance. He said, God willing, if anybody should perish, but we choosing to jump our way into hell by following what other folks is doing. A lot of people don't know a blessing, sister. See, I am blessed over my life. There was a point of time when they was trying to lock JT up. I was blessed to get off paper behind rape, something I didn't even do. I am blessed to be sitting in this house and not worrying about nothing. I'm not complaining about nothing. I have been through some storms in my life, sister. I have been through the losing of the house, the losing of the vehicles, the losing everything, and to see that who really got your back in your time of need, and you'll find out the ones that say they got your back don't have your back. So the real blessing is when I come on here and see the YouTube family also. The real blessing is when I hook up with Papa JT. The real blessing is when I see the church. I ain't talking about the building. I'm talking about the body. The ones who are really trying to move forward. The real blessing, sister, is when the lost have became saved. But who going after the lost? That's real blessings. Yeah, you can have all the money, but when you look at health and strength, though. See, I done been sick, sister. I done been down in the hospital where I thought I wasn't going to make it out at times. I look at the real blessing when I was looking at my pop when he was dying. But God touched him with that finger of love and brought him all the way back from when the doctors gave up on him. Those are blessings. And to see my daddy walking around her, that's a blessing. To see people coming to Christ is the blessing. Out of all these keyboard videos I did on her, sister, trust me when I say this, don't none of them keyboard videos mean nothing to me than these comments in these videos people are sending to me saying that they have gotten delivered. When I'm out here on these streets going to deliver this food and things, I have ran into at least 8 or 9 people who I grew up with, and that's some of them older than me, that was lost on these streets, and I thought that was dead. Now they walking around talking about Jesus. That's a blessing. I ain't talking about sowing a seed. I ain't talking about we need to raise $600 and $700 more dollars. We need at least 500 more members to stand up with $1,600 in their pocket. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about the real blessings. Because here's the thing. You can't take a U-Haul truck to heaven. And you sure can't take one to hell. I said this about Michael Jackson, and I don't have nothing against Michael Jackson. Love Michael Jackson, Lord rest his soul. I said this while the family was arguing about who gonna get what. I said one thing we know for sure about Michael Jackson, he didn't take none of that stuff with him. Now, did he? Did he take any of that stuff with him? Nope. Now, I don't know if Michael Jackson went to heaven or hell. I pray that he went to heaven. Because I don't wish nobody to go to hell. I don't wish bad on people. But one thing I know, out of all the fortune and fame, he didn't take none of that stuff with him. While everybody dying behind these material things, trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses is having a hard time trying to keep up with what the Joneses is trying to keep up with. See, you need to recognize, that the blessing that you have, you better look at your blessings right now. Because I got a news flash for you. It's going to get worse, worse, and worse. See, people don't want to talk about it. You might have to get some canned goods. You might have to eat some bologna. See, people don't want to hear stuff like that. You might not have that car. You might be walking. See, I was walking before I was riding. But when I was walking, I was still rejoicing in the Lord. And with that being said, sister, I don't want to make this video no longer. Real blessings, we don't recognize them. People think blessings is only prosperity. I leave you with that. God bless you.